Hi Scorpio. Thank you for your patience with this video. I know you guys understand that I was traveling, went to Chicago. That was really, really fun. So we're going to go super intuitive. There's a lot of stuff that's happening in your 10th house right now that's kind of pointing you to your purpose, pointing you to your career. And I don't think that you, and maybe not even career, but like your purpose. Like you, if you're wondering what your lifelong purpose has been, you're not entirely sure. I feel like by the time the new moon in Virgo shows up at the end of August, you're going to have some fresh new starts that you didn't see at the beginning of August. You don't see them now, but I feel like towards the end of August, there's going to be sort of this push in a different direction. And it really is highlighting, wow, yeah, really is highlighting your goals and your purpose. And it's very karmic. It's like karma is coming back around to show you that what you have been possibly doing either in your life or with somebody else, that it may not have looked exactly the way that you wanted it to look, and things, like everything's starting to fall into line. And I know, you being a Scorpio, that you can kind of have a tendency to be like, I don't really believe it. I'm not going to believe it until I see it. I'm not going to believe it until it actually starts happening, because things change in your life so quickly, and you're meant to change with it so quickly, that sometimes it's very hard to believe when everything's falling into place the way that it's supposed to. So we have the star, and we have the moon, and we have justice. So if we want to talk signs, you could be dealing with an Aquarius, a Cancer, or a Libra. Could also be another Scorpio. But more than anything, I feel like this has to do with your destiny. I feel like this, because there is so much stuff that's happening in your 10th house, and your 10th house is your public, the way people see you in public, and your career life, and the things that you're doing in this lifetime, if you will. So, and yes, it has other things there as well, but I feel like your purpose is very much highlighted. So you could also be dealing with a fire sign. We have the Queen of Wands. This could also just be you wanting to be, oh wow, so many major arcana, Scorpio. It's like you're being shown the road sign to life, and I really want you to recognize it. I really want you to open your eyes and see the direction that you're actually going in. Even if you're doing something on a day-to-day basis that you feel like you're not supposed to be doing this, because you're like, this is not who I want to be. This is not what I want to do. I want you to recognize how it's leading you into what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. We also have the Hermit, and we have the Emperor. You could be dealing with an Aries, since we have the fire sign over here. But there's this level of independence. And if you have to sort of go internally, who is the Hermit, right? Let's talk about the Hermit really quick. What does the Hermit represent? Because I feel like this is, in order for you to gain your independence, in order for you to gain your feeling justified, if you will, there's this internal oneness that you're coming to. And the Hermit is the wise teacher. The Hermit takes a very small lantern, goes to the top of a mountain, and gets his information directly from source, and then brings it back down and teaches all the people. Somebody said the Hermit, it reminds them of Moses. Okay. Could be, right? Very well could be a Moses type figure. But I feel like if you're a Scorpio that's unsure of the path that you want to take, or unsure of why you've had to take a certain detour, or you know what you want to do, but you just can't quite get there, you're being shown this month on how to do it. And I feel like by the end of the month, when the Virgo new moon, right? There's the Hermit, right? when the Virgo new moon, because we also have an Aquarius full moon on the 15th, this is going to illuminate a lot of new directions and new beginnings, and things are going to feel like you have a lot more control over the situation, over your life, over the direction that you're going than you have in the past. Now, if you're looking at me and you're like, Betsy, that is not happening to me right now. Like I said, I feel like a little bit more towards the end of August, it's going to be a much smoother ride. And things will be a little bit more illuminated. Right now, what you're supposed to be doing is just continuing on with what you're doing. Don't stray from the path that you've been given. I know that things are very questionable right now. It's very hard sometimes when you want to have that shove forward, or you want to have that push forward, and it's like you feel like you're stuck. You feel like you're on pause. You feel like you're being forced into living a life that wasn't exactly like how you pictured it. I get it, but everything that's happening in your life right now is lining up for you, yes, to have these hopes and dreams that you have in your mind, okay? So we have the 10 of Wands on the star. And this is kind of what I was talking about. You're almost there. The 10 of Wands is you've done all the hard work. You're pushing and pushing and pushing. Just keep going. Like, don't give up. This guy may be a little off center, might be a little wobbly, but I actually really like the 10 of Wands, but I'm a Virgo, so of course I like the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is about not giving up when you're almost to that destination. You're almost there. It's about pushing forward. It's about learning the lessons and pushing forward. And you have to ask yourself right now, what lesson is this teaching me? In every moment of your life, if you can consciously stop and be aware and say, what is this teaching me? What is this lesson that I'm learning right now? Things will make so much more sense to you. Okay? So the moon, because that's what life is. It's just a whole bunch of lessons, whole bunch of little lessons built up, in order for you to push forward. I feel like I literally want to say, I feel like you're keeping secrets from everybody. You're not telling everybody what's going on. This 8 of Cups and the High Priestess, the 8 of Cups is that journey of self-discovery. But if you look at, hold on a second, these two, the 8 of Cups and the Moon look very similar, right? With that big moon there. I feel like you think that you're trying to find your way through the dark on your own. And you're like, I don't need anybody else's help in doing this. I'm just going to do it on my own, and I'm going to do it quietly. I'm not going to let everybody in on it. Now, if you feel like there's a Pisces or a Cancer that you're having to walk away from or is keeping secrets from you, I guarantee you're going to find out. You will find out this month if somebody is keeping secrets from you. You will find out this month if you want to be in the same position that you were in at the beginning of the month. Do you really want to be in the same position at the end of the month? These are questions that are building towards the end of August. Let's see what this Justice is. I feel like there is a lot of stability. If it's not right now, then it's coming. The 4 of Wands on Justice. Things are balancing out, but there is something that you're holding on to that, like emotionally, that you're holding on to that you really have to release, Scorpio. Like, you can no longer hold on to the idea that things have to look a particular way. It's almost as if you've been working really, really hard towards a particular goal and you were detoured. And now you're like, but I don't get it. I don't understand. I was working really, really hard towards this goal and now it's just gone. And now what do I do? Well, you were detoured on purpose. There was a reason for that detour. And allowing yourself to see that and be like, okay, I see where the balance, because there is going to be balance when it comes to home, family, stability, your four walls, your environment. There will be a balance that occurs, and possibly not until Libra season. But you're going to see the ball rolling. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's something that you're going to see showing up in your life, or some kind of balance that's going to show up in your life towards the end of August. The new moon in Virgo is on Friday, August 30th. So it'll be that kind of evening out, if you will. Balancing out, evening out. Let's see if the Queen of Wands. So if there's a fire sign in your life, or somebody with heavy fire in their chart, the Page of Cups on the Queen of Wands. It feels like you need more from this person, or you're really wanting more from this person. And I feel like in order for you to gain more from this person, they have to show up in a different way. It feels like they need to show up in a different way. If this person is the one that's keeping secrets from you, if it's the fire sign that's keeping secrets from you, I guarantee you that you are going to understand where you need to reassess your journey and reassess the direction that you're going, so that you can feel a little bit more grounded, right? It also feels like I don't know. I feel like you're spending a lot of alone time with introspection this month. It feels very it's like just one-sided. It feels very much like you're spending a lot of introspection and alone time. Woo, okay. The Five of Wands. And if you're arguing with yourself or a Virgo, there could be some arguments with a Virgo. They're coming up into their season. I feel like Virgos are actually on an upswing right now. I think that they might be a little bit internal as well. So there could be some miscommunications with a Virgo with that Five of Wands. If this isn't a miscommunication with a Virgo, then you are pulling yourself away from the outside world because you don't want to miscommunicate, because you're tired of fighting. I feel like that would be a little bit, if you're not dealing with a Virgo, or you're not fighting with a Virgo, you have no qualms with a Virgo, this is more about introspection and allowing yourself to not get into it. Like, literally, I want to say, you're going to look at people and be like, I'm not going to get into it with you. Because I think you're trying to gain control over your environment, which it's almost like you feel like you haven't had control over everything that's going on in your life for so long, right? And let's remember, Scorpio is all about change and transformation. You guys are constantly evolving creatures. I mean, everybody is, but you guys specifically are internal creatures, you know? So let's see what this Emperor represents. Okay. Yeah. I think that you're trying to gain control because you know what it is that you want. And grasping a little bit of control in your life is not a bad thing. I just don't want you to overextend yourself and think that you can control everything. I want you to leave a little bit of room for the universe to work in your life, okay? while you're making these decisions on the next course of action for you to take and what it is that you really want to do, I really want you to take a good hard look at what the universe is offering you and what you're manifesting. Because I feel like if you don't skip the steps, I feel like with that Eight of Pentacles, it's almost this rebuilding. If you don't skip the steps, if you don't try and take a shortcut, you could possibly get everything that you've ever wanted. But if you keep trying to get a particular person or get a particular thing in your life or change directions in your life in some way, and you're not taking the needed steps forward to do that, and you're trying to like jump over them, right? It's going to be a little bit more difficult to manifest things into your life. We got to leave room for the universe. You have to be flexible, but not skip the steps at the same time. It's a nice little intricate dance that you can do with the universe. So, lots of decisions to make. Two of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. I feel like while you're making these decisions, because you recognize that some people, Page of Swords and the Ten of Swords, can be really cruel, I almost want to say that you're keeping you're with that Nine of Wands, it feels like you're really setting your boundaries and you're keeping this energetic movement forward to yourself. Like, you know the direction where these arrows are pointed. You know the direction that you're going in, but you're like cutting people off, the negative responses, the peanut gallery, the opinions that you don't want to listen to or hear in any way, shape, or form. You're cutting those off at the source because you're like, I don't even need to. I don't need to deal with this, and I'm walking away now. Like, not something that I need to deal with. Totally not something I need to deal with. Okay? The clarity. Oof. Okay. So we have the Sun, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. I feel like there is an earth sign that's kind of helping you make sense of things. This is going to bring some clarity to you. And again, could very well have a lot to do with that Virgo new moon, or it could be an earth sign. I think that you are so hell-bent on doing things on your own and gaining control on your own that you might miss this opportunity with the earth sign, who I feel like just wants to kind of help you along and give you advice. Give you a little bit of clarity and healing, right? The Sun. I'm going to say that even though you want to be very independent and do things on your own, having a friend there with you is not always a bad thing. So take the gift. Allow yourself to take the gift. And be kind to yourself this month. Because all of this introspection, while I think introspection is fabulous and all the things that you're doing to move forward is wonderful, I don't want you to get really, really super caught up in being on your, like, I don't want you to be on your own for so long that you start to go into a dark place of nobody wants to be around me, that kind of thing. Like, don't get into the woe is me attitude. Allow people to come in and like pull you out of that dark space if you start to go there. Okay? Because things actually look much better than you may think they do. Uranus is going in retrograde, which is just across from you. That may shake up your relationships a little bit. It really might. It's going in retrograde on the 12th of August, and it might do a little shaking up. But this month is your, and while everything is transiting through your 10th house, this month is your focus. It's your midheaven, right? Your focus is about who you are, who you genuinely are in the public eye, and gaining control of your space and your environment and the way that you want things to be. But also allowing yourself to leave some room for the universe to work as well. Okay? I love you guys. Necklaces, the sterling silver spiral pendants with the crystals on the inside. They're like hugged by this sterling silver on the website. I am not going to be traveling to California and Oregon as I was hoping to at the end of this month. Plans have changed. If you would like to get all the details on that, watch the daily reading for August 6th. But I am offering 20% off all of my services, or not all of my services, but for the 1 hour reading, the 30-minute reading, and the alignment sessions, 20% off for the month of August. And I will hopefully be doing a webinar as well later on this month. So even though I can't travel, I am still accessible to you guys. So if you want to get a reading, I highly suggest you take advantage of that 20% off. It's only going to be for the month of August, and spots are already starting to fill up really fast. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful month, and I will see you for mid-month love readings. Bye.